Okay, so I'm continuing the multiplying polynomials video, and it doesn't matter if I started here or if I started with the hang on, I don't know what the deal with my doors. Sitting in my car at Starbucks because I'm using the internet because I'm awesome like that. All right, so totally focus. Uh, so you may seem like you may find this piece easier or the other piece easier. I don't know. I've taught it both ways first. It just doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to distribute this 5x. And remember, the parentheses mean start, and that parentheses means stop. So 5 times 5 is 25. And x times x cubed is x to the fourth. You're kind of adding the exponents. So we have a minus sign, and 5 times 3 is 15, and then we have the x. That's all there is to it. The end. It's the opposite of later in like, I think it's the next video, where we do factoring out the greatest common factor. Let's do another one like that. That is a problem. All right, let's do this guy. All right, negative 3 times 7 is negative 21, and then x to the third times x to the third. Well, little 3 times little 3 is a little 6, is an exponent 6. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, and then we have an x to the third. That's it. That's all there is to it. For real. No snafu later. Let's do it again. Negative 5 times 8, negative 40. X to the 3 times x to the 4. Well, 3 and 4 make 7. So you're multiplying the coefficients, the big numbers, and you're adding, okay, the exponents. Multiplying coefficients, adding exponents. That's what the name of the game is here. All right, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, and then we have x to the third. For real, the end. Not the video of like the problem. Okay, we're not gonna get nervous. Multiply coefficients. So negative 3 times 8, negative 24. Then just deal with the like ones. So b times b3, all right? And you add those. So that's b4. Then you have c4 and c2. Well, 4 plus 2 is 6. And that's it. The end. So another one like that. Multiply coefficients. So negative 2 times negative 4, positive 8. Then a4 and a3. Okay, well, 4 plus 3 is 7. So we're adding exponents. Then we have that b, the b's. We have b3 and b2. Well, 3 plus 2 is 5. So there you go, the end. All right, okay, this one, I like this one way better as a box. You can FOIL and do x to everybody and then 2 to everybody. I get confused because I just get confused really easy. X plus 2, then x squared minus 4x. All right, well, x times x squared, x cubed. X times negative 4x, negative 4x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. 2 times x squared, 2x squared. 2 times negative 4x, negative 8x. 2 times negative 2, negative 4. All right, remember we talked about the like terms are going to be on the diagonals. All right, so we have x cubed. Then we have a negative 4x squared and a positive 2. So we have a negative 2x squared. We have a negative x and a negative 2. So it's a negative 10x and then a negative 4. Okay, so I did x plus 2 on this side, x plus 2, and then I did this long guy up here at the top, and then I did it kind of like a multiplication thing. And then your like terms are on the diagonals, and I added like terms. Let's do another one like that. If you wanted to do it this way, you can write it really big, I guess. Like we could do x cubed, 3x minus 3, and this is 3. Looks like good. Let's do. All right, so x squared times x, x cubed. X squared times 2, 2x. 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times 2, 6x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6. Remember, like terms are on the diagonals. So we get x cubed, and then 3, uh-oh, I messed up on something. No big surprise. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. All right. 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5x squared. 6x minus 3x is 3x, and then we have minus 6. That's the answer. I'm not asking you one that crazy. That's silly of me. Silly, Miss Lucas. Alright, okay, so that's the end of this video of multiplying polynomials. And then after this, we're going to start getting into all the different kinds of ways to